morning, Reverend Dr. Bert Sumikawa will be delivering our Dr. message on this special 40 days.
Anyway, good morning. And as usual, it's very nice to see all of you. We spend a few moments together, the waning days of 2019. Well, we're in the midst of a very busy holiday season with Thanksgiving this past Thursday, followed by Black Friday, or Black Week actually, nowadays, you know, it's not only Friday, and I'm sure a lot of you are looking for things to give your children and grandchildren and spouse and so forth. It's a very happy but very hectic time of the year also. Not so much for me anymore, sad to say. Not when I was younger, yeah. I really look forward to the month of December because my holiday season actually starts in November. Because my birthday is in November. So I knew when my birthday came along, Christmas will soon be here. Anyway, I hope all of you had a nice Thanksgiving holiday. Visiting with family and other loved ones. It's a great time of the year for both young and old alike. Let's put our hands together in reverence. We gather here this morning to honor the great enlightenment of Shakyamuni Buddha under the Bodhi tree at the age of 35, when he revealed to us the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. May we too, through the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, strive to gain the same truths that will lead us to the realization of oneness with the Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Soon I'll be going to India and I'll be crossing the same Narayana River that the Buddha did. I wonder if there's going to be a maiden there to offer me some okai. I doubt it. Anyway, I won't be that skinny. Although that's something I should look forward to. You know, a few years ago, at one of the nursing homes that I visited every month, I asked the residents at the service if they knew what day it was, hoping someone would say Bodhi Day. They did not. However, one charming lady yelled out and said, "It's Valentine's Day." He made everyone laugh. Well, you know, she wasn't wrong. Not really, right? When you think about it. Because the Buddha gave us the great gift of love that day under the Bodhi tree. A gift that gave us a way to be released from all suffering, anxieties, and so forth. All of these things reminds us of the dependency that we have so that we may live a more happy and fruitful life. They remind us and help us to express gratitude and appreciation for all that we have. And also, during this time of the season, maybe 25 days from now, place presents under the tree, gifts that expresses love and gratitude and appreciation. It reminds us in a small way of Amida's love that is unconditional and all-encompassing. December 8th is normally observed as Bodhi Day, and we're observing it this time of the year, today. On that day, after years of effort, Siddhartha meditated under the Pipala tree and attained enlightenment. This after he gained strength from the bowl of rice pudding given to him by the maiden Sujata. He entered into a quiet meditation to learn the true nature of himself. He saw how in innumerable past existences he had traveled toward this moment, supported by the work and kindness of others, and learning to perfect the paramitas. Born as a prince, Siddhartha had everything in the world, wealth, power, everything an ordinary person would want or long for. However, there was a great deal of struggle within him. He wanted to know about life and how his sufferings could be overcome. All beings are subjected to suffering caused by illness, old age, death, and the sufferings that arise from the separation of loved ones and the forced contact with those that we dislike as well. It is from our desires that are the root causes that cannot be satisfied. On this Bodhi Day observance, what do you think would really make the Buddha happy? What do you think the Buddha would really want you to do? Think of what a parent would want for you. A parent would want you to be happy throughout your life. In the same way of thinking, then, the Buddha would want you to attain full enlightenment, to be truly happy, at least to try to move toward that direction. Is this hard to achieve? Well, for the Buddha, it took 6 years. In arriving at the answer to the hard question, the Buddha asked this: why do people suffer? But if you look around you this morning, you don't see anybody really suffering, right? You have a pretty good place to call a home, enough food to eat, good clothes to dress yourselves in, friends, and so forth. So right now, you're not suffering, right? However, the Buddha didn't mean it that way. What he meant was that somehow life doesn't go directly as you want it to. There are ups and downs. It is said that life is a bumpy road, that we experience disappointments, fear, and sadness throughout our lives. Some of us hit more bumps than others, maybe, but bumps are our natural part of human existence. But we're always in some kind of suffering because we keep wanting things, and we never seem to have enough. When I was a young boy, every Christmas, I used to make this long list of want things I wanted my mother to get for me for Christmas. I would literally hound her practically every other day, it seemed, whenever she went shopping to get things that I wanted. It got so that after a while, it got to her. And then she bought it, but it didn't seem like gifts. They were really truly gifts, but were my selfish desires. But as I recall, she got them for me anyway. So, what do you think? I was overindulged? But I ate rotten fruits. My father had a grocery store. He had all the fruits in the world, but the only fruits we ate were the half-rotten ones. He would cut out the rotten part and say, here, eat this part, it's good. So I never ate a whole fruit until I left Hawaii. Well, I got all these presents from her, played with them for I don't know how long, maybe several weeks, maybe even a month, and then promptly put them down, put them aside, soon to be forgotten. How many of us are guilty of this insatiable desire for more and more? For example, if we're short, we want to be taller. If we are too tall, we want to be a bit shorter. Hit our heads on the transom. If we're fat, we want to be skinny. If we're too skinny, we want to put on some weight. If you're losing your hair like I am, I don't look in the mirror anymore. Because if you're gray, then you want to color your hair. If your hair is naturally black, you want to make it a different color. At one time, people used to guess if a woman's blonde hair was natural. But now I give up. Because I think nobody, only a few people, have naturally colored hair. What you see ain't what you got. We just don't go to the barbers anymore for a haircut, do we? Or we go to hairstylists. I don't need to go to hairstylists anymore. They can't do anything. Sad, you know. I look at myself in the mirror, I put my head down, and I look up like this. Oh no! The moon is shining. So what else do we long for? We are single eyelids. We want to double. Cosmetologists and plastic surgeons are very happy these days. We want to live forever. Why do we constantly keep wanting things? It is because we keep thinking that we need these things. Bodhi Day is a time for us to reflect our own lives. As we think deeply on the life of Shakyamuni Buddha and his awakening under the Pipala tree, we can also look at how our lives have been impacted therefore enabling us to live our lives in deep gratitude and appreciation for what has been given to us through the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. In Buddhism, we are perfect as we are, but because we keep wanting things, we live in a state of constant dukkha. We are never satisfied, and so we suffer. Suffering is attributed to our attachment to our ego self. We believe that we are individuals separated from others. This attachment to our ego self creates a whole world of delusion called samsara, or the world of birth and death. We should live our lives in gratitude. Even the negative things can turn into positive experiences. That is what the Buddha wants, and that is what he taught. The Myokone Genza understood the Buddha's teachings. He was forever grateful for his situation in life, while from the outside, others would often complain. When a friend commented how difficult it must be for him to hurry on, walking with his back bent, he replied, no bother walking, because as you can see, my head is already going ahead of me. And the only thing to do now is to see that my legs will go forward in time to keep me from falling back. Another episode of Genza took place on another hot summer day when someone complained to him that it was too hot. Then he replied, if it's too hot outside, we have clothes to protect us from heat and sunshine. In case it rains, we have an umbrella. Oyasama always makes everything all right. So how can we complain? Once there was a story in the Honolulu Star Advertiser about a man by the name of Alvin Wong, who lived in Manoa, who was selected as the happiest man in America by the New York Times. Do you recall reading this in the paper? What was his secret? Don't take life too seriously, he said. I have always not stressed out about things and not be serious. He was relieved when he went to hear the Dalai Lama at the Stan Sheriff Center. And the audience was told that being serious causes stress. That's the key, he said. He always made fun of things, but not at the expense of others. His dream was to create a website that would address happiness and create a dialogue with others on happiness. Wong said if we can get others to think along those lines, more and more of us start thinking about what makes them happy, then we should have a better world. It is through these and other life stories that the Buddha teaches us life's lessons, and how through the wisdom, through the compassion of Amida Buddha, we're able to see our true selves. So on this Bodhi day then, let's reflect on these things as we go through our daily lives, and let us live in gratitude for all the things that we have. And let us try to remember that we are all right just as we are. We can turn the negative into positive, just like the coffee bean that turns the water into the sweet smelling aroma of brewed coffee that welcomes you to yet another day, another bright sunny day. And now, I want to relate this to you. It's called the true meaning of stress, or dukkha. A young lady confidently walked around the room while leading and explaining stress management to an audience. With a raised glass of water, and everyone in the audience knew she was going to ask the ultimate question, half empty or half full, but she fooled them all. How heavy is this glass of water, she asked. Answers rang out from a few ounces to more. She replied that the absolute weight does not matter. It depends on how long I hold it. If I hold it for a minute, it's not a problem. If I hold it for an hour, I'll have an ache in my arm. If I hold it for a day, you have to call an ambulance. In each case, it's the same weight. but the longer I hold on to it, the heavier it becomes. She continued, that's the way it is with stress. If we carry a burden all the time, sooner or later, as the burden becomes increasingly heavy, we won't be able to carry on. As with the glass of water, you have to put it down for a while and rest before picking it up and holding it again. When we're refreshed, we can carry on with the burden, holding stress longer and better each time practice. So as early in the evening as you can, put all your burdens down. Don't carry them through the evening and into the night. Life is short. Enjoy it, and now the supposed stress that you have will be conquered. She has some points. Accept the fact that some days you're going to be the pigeon, and some days you're going to be the statue. Always keep your words short and sweet, just in case you have to eat them. If you can't be kind, have the decency to be vague. If you lend someone $20 and never see him again, it was probably worth it. Never put both feet in your mouth at the same time, because it doesn't leave you a leg to stand on. It's always the second mouse that gets the cheese. Birthdays are good for you. The more you have, the longer you live. We could learn from crayons. Some are sharp, some are pretty, some are dull. Some have weird names and all the different colors, but they all have to live in the same box. And lastly, a truly happy person is one who can enjoy the scenery on a detour. I would like to close this talk with an excerpt from a poem written by Chono Sasaki, who was born in Kailua on the island of Hawaii. It is entitled, As I Am. I am so happy about being as I am that I naturally bow my head. Being good or bad, I am what I am. Being false or true, I am what I am. Having or not having, I am what I am. Rain or shine, I am what I am. Crying or laughing, I am what I am. Being dissatisfied with what I am, how greedy can I be? Being as I am does not change. It cannot be changed. Only Oyasama affirms me, calling, come as you are, because the compassion of Oyasama is all-embracing, and now I am contained within it. Oyasama is pleased, and so am I. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much for coming to this special Bodhi Day service. Thank you for listening again. Have a great but safe holiday season, embraced by Amida Buddha. Hopefully, in a few days, as I said, I would have the opportunity to cross the Naranjana River. Hope I don't fall in it. Thank you.